5 minutes of You Are So Undead to Me by Stacy J. Prologue. The cold wind swept across the hill, whistling through the headstones that poked from the ground like dozens of crooked baby teeth. In the sky a sickly yellow moon transformed the graveyard's bare trees into guardians made of old white bone, and somewhere in the distance an animal screamed. Call me crazy, but I figured whatever was going to happen next wasn't going to be fun. Creepy graveyards aren't your typical location for good times of the cute fluffy bunny and rainbow variety. My lips parted and I tried to cry out, but no sound came, nothing but a pathetic gurgling as the ground beneath me buckled. Gnarled tree roots burst from the hot earth, wrapping around my arms and legs, lifting me into the air. More silent screams ripped from my throat as the roots flung me down the steep slope toward the oldest part of the graveyard. I threw my arms out to the side, trying to stop, but I'd already built too much momentum. Faster and faster I rolled, skin tearing, rocks bruising my bones. By the time I reached the bottom of the slope, there was blood on my hands, on my face, smearing across the dead leaves at the edge of 3 open graves. And there, from holes in the earth, 3 sets of glowing red eyes stared into mine. 3 pairs of gnarled hands reached for my flesh. I knew what they were at once. Zombies. Rotted flesh hung loosely on their faces, chunks failing away as they groaned in anticipation of their meal. The smell of decay hit me like a physical blow, making me gag. I fought the urge to yak as I gasped for breath, still unable to make a sound. Help! I finally managed to scream as soft, rotten hands latched around my ankles. There was someone nearby, someone who could help me. I was sure of it. But before I could call out again, the 3rd zombie was on top of me. Ancient teeth tore through my clothes, shredding fabric to get to skin. I screamed, so loud it seemed someone else was screaming along with me. Frenetically I shoved at the zombie, now digging into my shoulder so deep I could hear teeth scraping bone, kicking at the others near my feet, and praying someone would hear me before it was too late. Nice outfit, Megan. It was Monica Parsons, fellow zombie settler and general mistress of evil. She stood above me, watching the zombies' feet. Help me! Sorry, not into rescuing fashion victims. I glanced down, gasping in horror, as I saw the god-awful 1980s prom dress that had somehow found its way onto my body. The monstrosity was bright fuchsia, except in the places where blood stained it black, and probably the most wretched garment ever to see the light of the day, or the light of the full moon in this case. Does Josh know you're wearing that to homecoming? I really think he should be clued in what a freak you are. She wiped out her cell, ready to document my shame with a camera feature. No! I wailed, torn between fighting the zombies on top of me and trying to cover my face to conceal my identity. Descendio, abistio! Another voice sounded from the darkness, and suddenly the zombie on top of me froze and might jump. Seconds later a blurred shape slammed into it, knocking it to the ground, where the pair rolled over and over, all the way to the side of the old church. I screamed as a chunk of skin disappeared with the zombie, but didn't waste time getting to my feet. My lips were buzzing, and blood flowed down my arm to drip from my fingers, but I pushed myself to move faster. I had to save the person who had helped me, keep him from being eaten, but he was so far away. I'd never reached him in time, but I could reach. Give me your hand! I screamed to Monica, stumbling across the rocks on my bare feet. Now I was wearing nothing but a torn sleep shirt. I had no idea where my shoes and the 80s eyesore had gone. and I didn't care.